my name is Maddie Crothers. I am studying a Bachelor of International Studies Global Scholar at Deakin University. I'm majoring in International Relations and studying a Diploma of Indonesian. I just finished the 6-month Acicis Flip program in Jogja. In the Acicis program, I expected to firstly become fluent in Bahasa Indonesia. However, the reality is that 6 months isn't quite that long of a time that I thought, and my Indonesian has improved and I have become really good, but I need a lot longer in Indonesia to hit that fluency. I also expected to be a lot more isolated and lonely and grow a lot of independence, but again, I found that with the cohort of Acicis students, with over 30 Acicis students joining this program, I was always surrounded by someone and had a really great community here, which has been awesome. After finishing the program, I'm surprised by how safe I felt in Jogja. I think I was expecting motorbikes to be a lot more scary, or like no students ever had any problems with losing things or anything like that. And I think that Jogja is such a safe place. And my friend asked me the other day, have you felt nervous walking down the streets or late at night or anything like that? But I've found everybody so friendly and Jogja to be a really safe place. So I think that's one experience that would surprise me moving overseas. This is my first time living out of home and it's been a great way to do it. And I've felt, yeah, really comfortable. It's been a lot easier than I thought it would be. I don't think there was one huge challenge that I had to overcome. Obviously homesickness is there, but I think the hardest part was just like everyday surprise stresses. For example, having like internet on your phone run out and having to find free Wi-Fi to upload and get more internet, then realizing you're out of credit and having to go to the nearest Indomaret, pay for the credit, go back to the free Wi-Fi, upload it onto your phone. Things that catch you by surprise and you have to handle it straight away, that made it hard. The way that I overcame it was, I think, mindset a lot, and being able to think that at least I'm not doing my own laundry here. I'm able to, it's only a few dollars for laundry, or food's about $2. I haven't had to cook a meal or do dishes or clean my room, so because it's all included in the accommodation. I received a New Colombo Plan scholarship, which is a monthly stipend for 19 months to live in Asia. So this is 6 months of my 19-month program. And I found the stipend to be so beneficial in being able to receive private one-on-one Indonesian classes with Wisma Bahasa, and that improved my Indonesian so much. I was also able to live a bit more be able to live comfortably, and whenever stressed or nervous, I could get my more expensive Western food as a comfort, and that was really helpful too. And I know that other students, nearly every other student was a partner with Acicis, so they received about a $6,000 grant to study in Jogja, so other students might be eligible. And that was, $6,000 in Australia goes very far in Jogja, seeing those meals are about $2 and transport is about 80 cents per grab bike or trip. So yeah, that was really beneficial for me, and I know for other students too. So I know if you're a partner university with Acicis, and you're very highly likely to receive one of these grants, which for the semester program, I think it has to be over 4 months, which is what a lot of students did, although my program is 6 months, they receive $6,000, and if you do 6 months, around $7,000 for the program. If your university is an Acicis partner university, you might be eligible for the grant. One of the biggest benefits of joining the Acicis program was the community that you had when you arrived to Indonesia. So after the first 3 days orientation, I already felt really comfortable because I knew another 30 or more students that were going to be in Jogja for the same duration as myself, and I found that really valuable and kept those friendships throughout this program and hopefully afterwards. And also it was really great to be able to have Mbak Tata and Mas Dani, who I could message with any problems or questions. Like when I needed to get a COVID test, I was able to message and they told me the place to go to, what floor it was on, how much it was going to cost. And that, I think that's just like an example of just some of the stresses that you come across, and being able to have the Acicis office and ask questions and get responses within the hour is making living overseas so much easier. My favourite food is probably tempeh because it's always good, and sometimes during class I would head downstairs to the canteen, grab some tempeh and eat it like a muesli bar. I also like terong goreng. I love deep fried eggplant, absolutely delicious, and nasi goreng has never failed me. I know that's 3, but there's a lot of great food in Indonesia. My favourite word in Indonesian is tidak apa-apa, meaning no worries or it doesn't matter. And I think that's been great because if you're late to class because of the rain, teachers silakan papa, silakan duduk, like don't worry about it, sit down. Or once I forgot to pay my rent for a week and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't paid rent. And my cousin was like, oh, silakan papa. I'm like, oh, I think that matters that I haven't paid my rent for the week. But I think that shows the nature of how relaxed Indonesia is, which I hope I've taken some of those characteristics on from being here for 6 months. My favourite spot in Indonesia, it would actually probably be on the back of a Grab or Gojek bike. When I first arrived here, I absolutely loved the bikes and I thought this is going to wear off after a month, but it hasn't. I still always choose to catch a bike somewhere and I find it so much fun for something that's mundane for an Indonesian person. Yeah, excites me every time. I get cars when with friends and we're all in, but I like bikes because it's so hot here and it's really cold and cool when you're on the back of a bike, and it's fun weaving through the traffic. It's a good experience. It's like you're paying 80 cents for a ride. My favorite thing about the Grab bike is that it is 80 cents a trip in Australian dollars, so very cheap. You get 180 views on the back of a bike, you're not looking out a window. Also that you get to practice your Indonesian with the Gojek and Grab drivers. They're always so happy that you can speak a bit of Indonesian, and I found this one of my key ways of practicing, and that was really enjoyable. So conversations, they're usually very much the same. Like, selamat pagi, apa kabar, baik, asli dari mana, oh Australia, asal dari mana juga, oh Jogja, like, and just, it's usually the same thing, but sometimes you can get into a bit more detail, like, oh jurusan apa, like what are you studying, yeah. I've been very lucky to see a lot of Java this trip. I've been to Magelang for Borobudur, Surabaya, Semarang, Solo, Jakarta, Bali, Ijin, Bromo, Mababu, Pulau Bawean, Pulau Karimanjawa, Jepara, Gresik, ada banyak, there are many, yeah. And my favourite place would probably have to be Karimanjawa. I remember there was a group of students that went before me, and one of the boys stepped on a stonefish, one of the most deadliest fish in the world. And we come into class 2 days later, I'm like, Mickey, what are you doing here? You just stepped on a stonefish. And he was like, that was the best weekend of my life. And I was like, how? You stepped on a stonefish, how's that the best weekend? And then I went to Karimanjawa and I was like, oh, I get it now. Like, it was amazing. We had about 10 of the international students who were all sharing a accommodation villa together that was on the water for $20 a night. It was amazing. The sunsets were beautiful on the canoes. We had a bonfire on the beach. There was phosphorescent plankton. We did lots of snorkeling and great food. I think it was so good also because it was pretty hard to get to. It was about an 8-hour travel day each way, and we had to stay one night before catching the boat the next morning. So it was a big investment to get there, and I think that's what made it also so good, but I could not floor the weekend. It was absolutely amazing. So any students that come here, I highly recommend Karimanjawa. I couldn't recommend doing the teacher study abroad more. The programs can go from 4 to 6 months, so if you're feeling uncomfortable about leaving home for such a long time, I would recommend doing the 4-month program. However, it's also gone so quick, I cannot believe it. So I think Jogja is such a great place to do it, as well as I felt really safe. And Acicis organises so much for you, from visas, they help you with accommodation when you arrive, there's always someone to support you throughout the whole program, and you have a community of students that are going through this at the same time as you. Acicis also provides buddies to help you through the process, like Indonesian local students who have been with us, like supported us through the whole entire program, which has been so great, and they've been so generous with their time. And I think that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If I had enough units, I would do this program again, because every single day in Indonesia is different. There's so much going on, and I honestly couldn't recommend it anymore.